Hi friends, welcome to my channel. So I have had a nail friend ask me to swatch my brown stamping polishes next. So that's what we're going to do today. Now, I do have two brown toned golds, which are these two. But I keep these with my golds, not my browns. So I'm probably going to hold off on those. But if you're curious why I'm not showing them, that's the reason. So it's Cozy B350 and Jack B361 because they are a brown tone, but to me they are more gold leaning, so I'm not including those. Also, if you're curious, I just use my stamping polishes just for stamping. I don't use them like as a base color or anything. I know some nail friends do, but I just use mine for stamping. So I'm just going to swatch the tops. And after I've done so, I'm going to move my hands out the way because if you watched my last one, which was my pinks, I noticed that if I left my hand there, it changed the color tone unless I moved it. So try to make sure they look the way I see them in real life on camera. Now, I actually don't have too many browns, but I feel like I have a decent, from light to dark, a decent, a range. So I'm going to use, oh, I turned it wrong, Maniology's plate M005 and swatch with this image here. And these are just the ones that I have. There are many I don't have. So I'm going to start with the lightest one that I have, which is Skin Deep B325. And I am going to start with my creams. I'll pause in between me cleaning off the plate and closing the bottle just so I don't take up all your time. So this one does fine over white, over black. You can kind of see the black come through. Oh, I said I was going to move my hand. Look at me. So you are seeing it the way I'm seeing it in person. If anything, this side may be just a pinch darker in person, but not by much. Next, this one is caramel, B353. Uh, I know I'd got this on a sale, so I'm wondering this might have been one of the last chance, but I'm still going to show you. Also, let me quickly say, now always check their clearance section for, low priced polishes. However, I have noticed that they will have some for a cheaper price that are not listed in the clearance section. So also look through on the tab where where you can look at the polishes. You can look at regular polishes, stamping polishes, or all. So it's probably easier just to do all. Um, I mean, obviously that's up to you, but because I have seen several in there that were on for a cheaper price, but they weren't listed on the clearance. And yeah, and there's still several that are out of stock for a minute. So I don't know what's going on or if they're going to bring in new ones or what. So just wanted to throw that out there. Okay, and again, this one's caramel. Looks good over both. And you are seeing it the way I'm seeing it. Now I understand if it was a last chance, then it's kind of defeats the purpose, but I still wanted to share with you. Now, I feel like this one's a little bit similar, and I love this color. This is a really good gingerbread house color. And this one is Grateful B484. So let me show you just side by side. This one just has more of a red cast to me. I guess you could say like more of it. This one's more tan, this one's more red cast. But I really like this one. Yeah, I'm not seeing caramel friends. Oh, okay, it's a scratch on the sticker. I was like, oh no, it's a dog hair. So this one looks pretty good over both. And I will compare the colors together here in a minute. Okay, and y'all have seen me use this one many times. Um, and I'm still in my creams, of course. This one's Cocoa B351. And again, they do have other browns that I don't have. So this one looks like kind of like a chocolatey brown, and actually it looks well over both. And I do like this one. And just making sure I give you enough time to be able to look at each one. So next, okay, I've only recently gotten this one because it, when I went to get it, it was showing um, out of stock. Well, then it was like you could only get it, it was only available in the set, like a whole brown tones set. And after they did their Maniology Live of that their flower, one of their flower themes, um, I was like, me and another nail friend were talking about it, and I was like, yeah, it's because it's not wasn't available. And I was like, I don't know. I just thought, what the heck? I'm gonna go look, and oh my goodness, lo and behold, there it was. So I'm gonna check one more time here in a minute and see if it's still there, and I'll let you know. Because I always wondered how close these two were together. But you can tell this one's more chocolate brown, and this one's more kind of Mm. It's almost a purpley toned brown in my opinion from here, but we're going to swatch it. And this is Boba B330. Okay, it's still on there in the set and as an individual. Because I even asked them actually, I was like, I haven't been seeing it on the site. And they said it was just available in the set. So I don't know, maybe enough people ask and they're like, okay, let's get some more of that one in the single. And I don't know that. I'm just wondering. That one looks nice over both as well. I'm trying to decide. I guess that is a little baby peach darker than cocoa, but we're about to compare them because that is all of my creams. The next set will be the shimmers and glitters. But I'm making sure before I start comparing. Okay, so we have Skin Deep. Also, let me zoom out. Actually, let me try to fit them. That way you can get it up close and personal look at them. Caramel, the one they don't have currently. Grateful. I'm going to turn them all the same direction. So yeah, these are pretty similar. This one just is lighter over the black, but they're pretty similar over the white. Only a slight difference, but I don't think it's enough to really say, one can't work for the other. Okay, then we have cocoa and then boba. So you can tell This one's, again, it's still more chocolatey looking, and this one more kind of purpley toned. So I don't know which of those two I'd consider darker because they're quite different. I'm assuming boba's supposed to be darker. Okay, so now we're going to go into the shimmers and glitters. Okay, I'm going to call these the shimmers. So this one is S'more B479. I'm going to also just say that I have many times before say you don't need them all. The reason I say that is if you can get them all, yes, get everything. It's great. But most of us aren't able to do that. And if you are not able to do that, I try to just help you uh kind of say, yes, this one is a good one. But, like, say if some are very similar, I really don't think you would need them all, especially on a budget. So that's the reason I say that. And I've grown my collection since starting filming, as to where before I didn't have as many, and I may not would have felt the need to have as many. But since I'm doing regular filming and doing so many different manis, then sometimes I like to have the different colors. So as you can tell, it does have the shimmer. It's pretty well, it looks pretty well over both tones. Kind of a lighter shimmer brown. Well, not light, but kind of light medium, I guess I would say. Next one, kind of sort of looks like it might have a green tint to it, and this is Chestnut B406. This one looks a little bit different than I kind of expected swatched. I don't know what I expected. Now you can't see it quite as well over the black, but it is covering. I was kind of curious how close they are. This one was s'more. Yeah, you can tell this one's got more of a green tint, but I don't really see the green coming, um, showing up out in the swatch part. Okay, I do think this one's very pretty. This one has like, it looks like some gold and some green tint. And this one is Gas Lamp B480. I really do like this one. This one came out with the very, very pretty orange clockwork. It looks pretty good over both. I'm trying to get it, see over the black, you can see that shimmer a bit more, or that gold cast, I guess I could call it. Because you don't, in my opinion, see it as much over the white as far as the gold cast. But I do think it's very pretty. Out of the shimmers, let me just go ahead and show you those three together because the others are more glittery. So this one is s'more, then chestnut. Those look pretty similar, don't they, over the white? And then gas lamp. So I can see this one over black more than this one, but over white they're pretty similar. Almost. These two look a bit similar over the black, but it's a little bit darker leaning over the white. But I do really like this one, and that is gas lamp. Okay, so now we'll get into the last ones, which are the glitters. We're going to start with this one, which is a sand. So it's got, um, I guess you'd say chunkier glitters, thicker glitter, and this is Brick B453. That one looks very pretty, and it looks good over both. Sometimes I feel like with the sands, um, sometimes I don't want to pick up too well, but this one picked up great. I'm going to try to turn it and see if you can see. Yeah, it's not really, how do I explain that? It doesn't give off like a shimmer. It just is very glittery, and so you just see that glitter texture. But I think it's very pretty. Okay, so next is a darker brown, but it does carry a lot of silver, as you can see. And this is Haunted B359. Now that one's kind of the same thing. I see a slight shimmer, but it's mostly you see the glitter tone. Um, Looks nice over both. It's very pretty, and I think it's just a bit darker than brick, but we will compare those together here in a minute. Okay, I am sorry. This is the last one. They don't have this one anymore. This is one I had to get off of Amazon with another one I just recently showed you. Trying to remember what it was. But anyway, this one's like it's kind of got a pink cast as you can see, but it is listed in the browns. This is Java B260. I know a lot of people liked this one, and I'm hoping, maybe this is one they will sneak back in there at some point. But I'm still going to show you because it is part of what I have. Hey, yeah, it is very, very pretty. I do see like a metallic shimmer to it, but it is like a pink brown. So I don't know. Maniology, maybe you could just bring it back for a little bit. Because they do every once in a while. They'll surprise you and throw one in there from the past. So, okay, so this one was Brick, Haunted, and Mocha Java. Let me move them over a little bit. So yeah, these two kind of basically the same consistency, just this one's more red toned and this one's just darker. And this one's just kind of its own thing. I don't think if you had to pick between one of these, I don't think you could go wrong either way. I know that doesn't help. If I had to pick one though, hmm, I might would pick this one, but that's just a personal preference. This one's still very pretty. So let me just get all of them out so you can see everything together. So now I have zoomed out and I'm going to read them to you as I go. So skin deep, grateful, caramel. Pretty sure I said caramel earlier. Sorry. That is just that's just how I've always said it. Cocoa, boba. Let me move them over. Hold on. Okay. S'more, chestnut, gas lamp, brick, haunted. Let me move these two down. And mocha java. So I think it depends on what you're really wanting them mostly for, because as you can see over a light color tone, these two is pretty close, but there's a pinch difference over the black tone. Same with these, they're just a little bit of a different cast, like purpley and then chocolate. But these are quite similar. You know what? I have lost my crazy mind. I forgot about my favorite acorn. I just sat here and got to thinking like that don't seem right. I always use this color. So that's acorn B498. And this is considered a very, very deep brown. So hold on. So who was screaming at me? I am so sorry about that. It's because I keep this one with right here beside me at all times, as toward these I have in their little brown tone section. So this one is the darkest of them all. But it is not, it looks like it's going to be black, but there is a difference. It is like the darkest brown you can get, and I love it. So I really like this one because you can do outlines. Like if you want a soft look instead of like the straight up black, that's a very good alternative. Okay, so I'm gonna move all these out the way. So again, those are just the ones that I have. There are others that I do not have, but hopefully this just gives you an idea if you're interested in any of them. Of course, this is for me, this works. I probably don't lean towards brown tones because I love all the girly colors like pink and purple and that sort of a thing. And I'm typically pretty happy as long as I've got, say, like one light one, one medium one, and one dark one. But of course, they always come up with some more fun colors. So, but I do appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will link Maniology's website in the description box. And until the next one, have a blessed day. Bye.